Hey guys, so in this week's video, we will be covering different functions like linears, absolute values, square roots, cube roots, constants, quadratics, and cubics. I know it's a lot, but let's dive in.
Our first type of function is a linear function. The equation for a linear function is y equals mx plus b. M controls the dilation of the function, and b controls the y-intercept.
Our next function is absolute value. The equation for absolute value is y equals a absolute value x minus h, end of absolute value plus k. A decides whether the function flips or not. H decides the x value, and k decides the y value. In the end, the function will make a v shape.
The third function is the square root. The equation for square root is y equals a square root x minus h plus k. The variable a is used to dilate the square root. The variable h moves the function from left to right, and finally, the k variable moves the function up and down.
Alright, next up we have a cube root function. The equation for a cube root function is y equals a cube root x minus h plus k. A is responsible for the dilation of the function. H is responsible for translation across the x-axis. K is responsible for translation across the y-axis.
Next, constant function is a function that is a straight line. The formula is y equals a. A represents the y value. So if y equals 6, then it will be y, and then it'll be a straight line at the 6.
Next up, we have cubic function. The equation for a cubic function is y equals a parentheses x minus h cubed plus k. A in the equation is responsible for dilation. H in the equation is responsible for translation across the x-axis. And k is responsible for translation across the y-axis. And lastly, we have quadratic functions. The equation for a quadratic function is y equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. A in the equation is responsible for dilation. H is responsible for translation across the x-axis. And finally, k is responsible for translation across the y-axis.
That's all for the types of functions. We hope you've enjoyed the video, and remember, life is a math equation. In order to gain the most, you have to know how to convert negatives into positives. See you in the next video. Bye!